Hi, everyone. Welcome to All About the Joy. It's me and Cynthia. Oh, we're expecting other people, but we're just early. What's up, girl? How you doing?
Good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you sent me, are we not talking about the text that you sent me yesterday?
Oh, we can
Okay. Well,
talk
what
about it.
happened? Why don't you
I'm
share?
still I'm still waiting to hear. So the department that I interviewed with, pathology, got in contact with my boss, and my boss told me that they did, and she was very happy. And she would hate to see me go, but she knows that's what I want to do. So she was
Yeah,
very
for sure.
encouraging.
So for people who are just tuning in for the first time or whatever, um, my cousin Cynthia has always wanted to work in the death field. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I know. I just say it that way, but she wants to be bones. I mean, she wants to be.
Forensic anthropology.
Okay, I always want to do it for Hollywood because people don't know what that means. Okay, other people know what it means, but I don't. But you want to
Yes,
be
basically
Empress
bones.
Brennan from Bones, from the show
Yeah.
Bones. Hi, Melanie.
Hi,
How are you? Yeah,
girl.
we're early. We just figured we'd come on and start chit chatting since we were already in the room because it happens so much that we'll be talking about stuff and then like it gets really good and then I have to be like, we have to go live and then we have to drop the subject. So anyway, so you've always wanted to be in that field. You do
Yes.
work in the medical field right now, but it's been really hard to get your foot in the door into becoming a forensic pathologist,
Anthropologist.
anthropologist. Oh my
Yeah.
God, see. And okay, I've done this for years now and I still can't get it right because it's like a block
Okay.
in my head because it's working on dead people. I'm just saying that's what it is. But so you decided now to go within, this is in the hospital that you work at?
Yes. And it is a stepping stone towards my goal because,
Yeah.
it will be dealing with, slides and things like that. I'll be working closely with one of the doctors who actually deals with sarcomas, with there's 100 different types of cancers that are out there. So he gets a lot of like samples and things like that. You gotta look under the microscope. So it'll be very interesting. I'm crossing my
But
fingers I get it, but it looks good.
no, I'm really, I told you this in the text. I was so proud of you because no matter what goes on in your life, one of the things I like about you is that you persevere no matter what. Like that really is a test of, who we are, right? I always say that. It's like you can give up. Like I
Mhm.
had to give up dancing. I didn't have a choice. It wasn't going to happen anymore. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that I could, like, it wasn't really about dancing. It was about performing.
Mhm.
And it took me a long time to make that like Quincy. Yes, like Quincy.
Yeah.
Exactly, Melanie, right? Cynthia, did you watch
Yeah.
the show? I told her
I
about
didn't
the
watch the show,
show.
but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I
Yes.
sent her because I was flipping through like TV Land or whatever it was, whatever one of these old 70s shows are. And I started watching Quincy and because I remember it from back in the day and I sent it to you. I
Yes.
sent you it's so good though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's what you want to do. Anyway, he was cool. Jack Klugman. That
Yeah.
was his name. And I think he was part of some other big time sitcom from back in the day that everyone, you didn't, you tell me that?
I can't remember.
Yeah, The Odd Couple. You told me that.
Oh,
Was it
yes,
you?
yes, yes.
He's from
Oh,
The
a
Odd
couple.
Couple, right? See, I remember what you told me. So, but
Yes.
anyways, I love that you always persevere, that you always find a way through, even when you're disappointed about stuff and whatever. So, are you talking to me, Melanie? You didn't know I was old enough to know it? Me? Girl, I'm in my 50s. When the boys are on and they're talking about like cartoons and stuff, or like I didn't watch I Love Lucy. Like I got really hammered for that, right?
Oh
Remember
my
everybody
God.
got so
I love
upset.
I Love Lucy.
I know, but I don't remember those shows. I don't remember those kinds of shows. Well, Cynthia is really young. I mean, Cynthia is how old are you? You don't. They're like,
45.
and I'm in my 50s. Yeah, but yeah, no. I think I think I knew Quincy because there were reruns. I don't think I watched
Mm,
it when it was on because I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, a lot of those shows came out like really like before we
In the
were born.
70s,
So
like in the 70s or something. I think
yeah.
Quincy was on in the 70s, maybe.
But like the Honeymooners and I Love
No,
Lucy,
Honeymooners and I Love Lucy.
those were definitely reruns when we were
Yeah,
watching them.
I don't feel bad about those because I know those were before my time. But I remember Jack Klugman. I don't know if it's because of maybe my mom. I don't know. My mom was, I was so young when my mom died, but there are like Johnny Carson, Melanie. I remember Johnny Carson for sure.
Mhm.
Like, because my mom used to watch Johnny Carson at night and she would always say I could stay up and watch it, but I
Right.
have to go to school in the morning. Like there was, like I could stay up as late as I wanted to, but I was going to school and I learned that
That
lesson
was a
quick.
treat. Yep.
Yeah, but I learned that lesson quick because I would just watch the monologue and just go to bed because, but it was more about spending time with her. So yeah. I wish I was young that I could remember stuff. What you talking about? So, Yeah, so Cynthia has always wanted to work in this field, and as much as I've tried to help her, I've failed, not for a lack of
You
trying,
didn't
but
fail.
no, people who said they wanted to help or could help have blown us off, is all I'm gonna say.
That's
And
it.
I don't forget this
You
shit.
know, I don't mind it. You know, if it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. So
Yeah, it is Johnny Carson. Here's the thing. The person who is in charge in Florida, you know who I emailed. I helped her at UVM. I was the person that walked her through. So I'm
yeah,
kind of pissed about that because that's a really good connection. And all she
yeah.
needed to do was email me back. So I'm a little bit pissed about that. Hey, look I'm not perfect. I hold grudges, bitch. I do. I don't give a shit. Like if you tell me you're gonna do something and then you don't do it, I have issues. You know what I mean? So but yeah. Okay, since nobody else is here, let's talk about 911 because I almost texted you again today. Okay, wait.
Yeah, I just watched the episode from last week. I just
Oh
watched
my
that one.
God. Okay, wait. I think I've almost seen everything now. Okay. So but
Okay,
I want to just go back to this. When are we gonna hear about the interviews?
hopefully next week.
And then when would you start to okay, I won't go ahead too much. I won't go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I did tell them during the interview that I'm going on vacation, and I do want to give my boss, you know, at least a few weeks notice, so that way, you know, we
Doesn't
can
your boss
prepare.
know? Because your boss is like,
Oh yeah, she knows.
yeah, okay. Right. She's the one, hey, Rick, how you doing? But she knows because she's the one giving you the recommendation. So or
No, yeah, no, she knows, but you know, I just want to make sure because there's certain things that I do that other people don't do, so I want to make sure that they all are trained in that.
look at we already in the visualization of we've already got the job and we
Right, we're
want to give
putting
her
it in the universe.
time. Yeah, we're putting that out there in the universe. So hey Rick, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I like
Good.
the hat.
Gracias.
I don't like the hat. What is it? Hi Anna, how are you? Oh, wait,
Oh
what?
yeah, so I did invite a few people on Facebook, so I'm hoping they all come on. And Anna, who's
Oh,
doing?
that's so cool. Yeah, I'm like, is it Anna? I know Anna, right? Anna,
Yeah.
Anna. Okay, wait, Rick, what is this hat?
It's just a hat. I didn't know it was a big
It
deal.
looks like a maze. It looks like a maze, right?
It's cool. I
What does
like
it say?
I don't think it says
I
anything.
just
I
saw
think
it and I
it's just
liked it and I
kind of.
bought it.
I think you need an all about the joy hat. I'm just saying. And
Well,
it's-
hey, I'm waiting.
I know that's so my fault. It's so my fault. Now, Rick, we were about to just talk for a minute about this show 9/11 because it's not 9/11, 911 because
Go ahead.
I didn't think you boys were going to come on for a minute. I know that Tony said he's going to come on later. He's on a very important phone call with his family. So I was like, it's okay. Like I invite people again. It's kind of like everyone emails me back and I'm just like, seriously, the reason why I blind CC you is so you can come or not. I appreciate the heads up, but I expect you guys to be on, you know what I mean? So, okay, just a quick thing on 911. So
Yes.
Cynthia, today I watched what you called the Boston episode.
Oh yeah. I know. I was like, really? This is how they perceive Boston.
Yeah. All right, let me answer Melanie's question. So, Melanie, the big joke is that we are going to have merch. I actually investigated today, and I've picked a supplier, and I already created the merchandise. Now I have to just put it up on the website. I just didn't get to do that today. I did it at like 4:30 this morning, and then I went to work. Oh, that's a lie. I did it at 4:30 this morning, and then I met with my lawyer, and then I went to work. So I was at work at 8:00, but I did those two things before. And I just got home like a half an hour ago. I got home at like 5:30. So, and this is not wine. This is water.
Red cup, wine cup.
No, I have to work tomorrow, so I never drink. It is actually water. But okay, 911 really quickly. For those of you who don't know, Cynthia forced me to watch the show.
I encouraged her.
Yeah. No. I was like, I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes, and I got hooked. Because Angela Bassett is in it. The 411 on 911, exactly. So I've been watching it, and I've been addicted to it. And the thing that was interesting about it is because I wasn't paying for Hulu, which is who has it on. They have all of the episodes. I could only watch it as it was being recorded on YouTube TV. So I was watching it out of order, basically. So I was watching like one episode on season 6, another episode on season 3 or whatever. And it was really interesting because I was understanding the characters. But then I went and got Hulu, right? Cynthia hooked me up and I got the Hulu. And so I started watching it from beginning to end. And now some of the people that I love, I'm like, I am so annoyed with this character.
I told you, you'll have love and hate relationships throughout, but you'll end up loving them all.
Okay, but the Boston episode, seriously, Jennifer Love Hewitt, I just want to smack upside the head. Like, stop whining. Okay, on the one hand, they're talking about her postpartum depression, and I thought that was really good that they went deep into what it means for a woman to be in this position where they want to commit suicide. They don't think they're good enough for their baby, or I mean, I don't know anything about this because I've never been pregnant. I've never had children, so it was really interesting on that part. But what's annoying to me is that she is continuously crying. Not just in that episode, but before when I wasn't seeing it in order, she cries like, and it's a whimpering thing that drives me insane. So
but she's great for that because she's always been like a crier in like every movie she's been and stuff. So she was great for that.
I didn't know that. What's her claim to fame? I don't know.
Let's see.
I mean, I know the name. Yeah, I guess she's well known. I mean, in some show or something. But I'm just saying, this is my first time watching her. Like, and I'm I'm going to shoot myself. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to say is I love Edmundo. Eddie. I love Eddie. I didn't think I loved Eddie, but I love Eddie now. I'm in love. I'm in love with that boy. He is just beautiful, man. And he's just so. The episode after that was where he is starting to understand that he saved all those people when he was in the military, and they're all dead now. Yeah, and so he's going.
That was a tough one.
That's a tough process that he's going through. So it's a really great show.
Rick, you should watch it.
I'm telling you, if you watch it, you're going to get hooked. And I think I'm almost done. I think I have like 2 more episodes and I'm done seeing all of them. So it'll probably be tonight, but yeah. And you cry every episode because they save someone or somebody dies they're trying to save. So,
and there's always something in each episode that somebody can relate to. That's a good thing about it too. They have the alcoholism, they have, people dying, they have the postpartum.
Let's talk about all the bad stuff. I'm thinking about you see the difference. I'm all about the joy. You're all about the negativity. They also can relate to good relationships and like.
Well, yes, no, but I was getting to that.
Okay, I don't know.
I was getting to that. With all the bad stuff, there's always a good ending to it.
Yeah, it's a firehouse. It's firemen and women, and it's their lives, and the camaraderie and the family bond between them is intense. And you realize how intense that relationship is because they lose a couple of them for a bit and they bring in new fire people. And you're like, yeah, no, that's not going to work. That's not
right.
Not working.
You're like, the chemistry's off. No.
They don't understand how this works. It's really a good show. So, yeah. Okay, Rick, what's up with you, baby?
Just living the dream.
The dream or the nightmare.
Oh yeah, dream of being a caregiver.
Yeah, how's everything going? I mean, I don't mean to be laughing. I just thought that was a funny line. But did she go to bed? And
yeah, she's in bed. She's good. We're all set.
Yeah,
she's asleep. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. Okay. But are you having a tougher time, or is it getting easier?
It depends on the day. Today's work was crazy busy today, but but she wasn't bad today. She was pretty good. Okay,
good. So I know Rick can't wait for one question on what I wrote. Oh wait, hold on a second. I'll be right back. I forgot. I printed everything out. I forgot. So Rick, I always do. I try to do like a little thing of what we're going to talk about, and I send it to everyone who's going to be on the show. And we don't ever really go down the entire list, which is kind of the fun part of the show. But Rick responds to this, which he never does, and he's like, "Oh, which Marvel character would I marry? Interesting." I'm like, seriously, that's like at the bottom of the list. Rick, I wanted to talk about relationships today, and really about being single and being married, and because something funny kind of happened today where I realized, like, I am so glad I'm single. And I mean, I would love to be in a full-on relationship too, but I think there's also a mix of maturity. So I'll just tell a little quick story. This morning, I'm going to try to say it without saying people's names, but a woman friend of mine, not a friend, somebody I work with, but said that she knows her boyfriend is cheating on her. Now, I try not to play therapist at work or whatever, but, I was half asleep and I'd done so much already. So I was like, go ahead, I'm drinking my coffee, go ahead, talk, So she said, and I know who her boyfriend is. I know who he is. He is fine. He is gorgeous. Like, there's no doubt it's a good looking man. You know what I mean? And so she said she just knows that he's cheating on her and da da da. And I said, well, just dump him then. Like, I don't know what to say if you know it to be true. And she looked at me like, and I said, is it possible that you are upset because he is good looking. And when he walks in the room, he takes it over. Everyone looks at him. Like, you're not the only one who thinks he's fine. Everybody thinks he's good looking. Like, did you think dating him was going to change all of us? Be like, oh yeah, no, he's not that good looking. I'm not going to look. You know what I mean? He hasn't changed. Like, who he is who he is. He's a good looking man, whatever. It's not that you think he's cheating on you. It's that you don't trust him. Why are you defending him? I'm like, I am not defending him. I'm just telling you something that clearly struck a chord. And I walked away laughing like, I am so glad I am single because I can't deal with that. They just started dating like maybe 6 months ago or something. You know what I mean? So it's still kind of new.
So she thinks he is, or she knows he is?
I think she's just jealous because I know them both separately because they both work in the same industry. I'm just going to put it that way. Okay. So
is he flirty with people?
Is he being who he always is?
He's very friendly, which could be taken as flirty.
Right, yeah.
Okay, Edmundo on 911. Like, is he flirting or is he just being himself? He's a good-looking man. I'm just saying. Like, he's really good-looking. He walks in the room. Is he flirting?
There were times, I mean, it depends.
I'm trying to think of, for Rick, another, like a good example for Rick. I got to think of a Marvel character or Star Trek character. I don't know. I got to think of
I just watched Star Trek just now.
I'm trying Star Trek. Nobody on Star Trek is really my flavor, like to date. You know, Patrick Stewart is a very good-looking man, like, and he's charming or whatever, like back in the day. Is he flirting with people, or is he just being who he is when he walks in the door? Do you know what I mean? Like,
right, like Rick said, he's being friendly, but to some people can come off flirty, and probably to her, if he's not cheating on her and he's just being who he is, she's probably just insecure and not trustworthy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Your internet is going in and out. I know you were worried about that earlier, but we can hear you. But I'm just letting you know.
She's okay for me.
Yeah, it just went in and out a little bit. I think it'll be fine. But I'm just looking at they don't do the bars anymore, so that's
no.
Yeah, so they have changed everything, but I guess they haven't changed it for Rick yet. So
well,
I sent you the thing, right?
I did try to hit the button, try the new thing, and I figured it out. It's not as different as I thought it was. So yeah, I'm dealing with it. But
but it doesn't show the green, like if somebody's internet is out or something.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Rick.
Without sounding arrogant, because I don't think I'm super good looking, but this is more something when I was this is more when I was
Rick. I feel like that's what we're supposed to say. You are hot.
I appreciate it.
Bobby.
When I was younger, I found that sometimes, because I try to be friendly, very friendly, hi, and some people took it the wrong way, and I'm like, what? No, I'm just being nice,
Okay, but then I'm going to push back on that and say, then you need to be able to read that sign and understand. Yeah. I've had that too, right? Like, and I always tell people this.
I'm oblivious.
I have boobs, and I'm just saying, boobs, when you're growing up and you're athletic or whatever, it's a thing, and I remember being like, I could read the sign clearly and I would change things, you know what I mean? Because I don't want I never wanted men to misunderstand that, misunderstand anything I was doing. So yeah, you can be friendly and whatever and be who you are, but if you're not noticing that you're flirting, I mean, we all like our ego stroked a bit, right? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be liked and being thought of as pretty or whatever,
My issue though was the
hat,
the like you detector, the like you detector in my brain doesn't really work, which is why when I was on, remember that I was telling you about on Periscope days, they would have to give me a clue, a code word when somebody was flirting with me because I was too stupid to realize, and they'd say pink poodle, and I'm like, huh?
Is it stupid or is it? Yeah, see, I don't know if I believe that now that I know. I mean, I believe that you believe that. I do.
I'm just telling you what they were like telling me that. And I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? I've been so oblivious. Like, and then I read back and I'm like, okay, yeah, I guess I could kind of see that, but
I think it's just because, the way you are, you're friendly with people. You just feel like they're just being friendly to you. So you just feel like it's kind of the same thing. If someone's actually flirting, and like if you were actually flirting with someone and then you see them flirting back, then you would get it. But you just feel it as them being friendly like you are.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a little bit of nuance. Again, I wasn't there in Periscope days, so I'm not trying to judge you or whatever. Here's the thing. I had the conversation with the guy afterwards, okay? Because he's kind of sick of the whole thing. And I was like,
good looking guy.
I'm so easy. Yeah. I'm like, dump her. I'm like equal opportunity here. But I think sometimes we don't realize that subconsciously, and this is natural. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be liked. It's human.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with liking compliments or liking people thinking we're pretty or smart or sexy or whatever. That's part of the human deal. But this weird idea that somehow we're bad because we might like that or whatever. And I think sometimes what happens is maybe we don't see it because we don't want to, because we do like it. We do like to see that, I've always walked around a little bit paranoid as a kid. And we can always, talk about why, but I think it's pretty obvious. I always thought like if I wore something a certain way or showed something a certain way or whatever, I could get hurt, right? Because somehow all men just want one thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying as I grew up in the way that I did, that's what I always had in the back of my head. And that's a lot of Christian Catholic guilt. And you know what I mean? Like I remember we got in trouble when we were at Blessed Sacrament and in school, because I went to grammar school at Blessed Sacrament. We wore shorts under our skirts and we were told we were sinners because we like to do cartwheels and you know what I mean? Like we weren't ladylike. We were always really told that, showing anything, even wearing shorts under our skirts so that we could play like kids, you know what I mean?
Right.
It was a bad thing, So I've always been the opposite. I'm hyper aware of what men see or what I think they might be seeing, even if it's not true. I'm the complete opposite, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to go down that route, But this guy, I actually think he's, it's not that he's oblivious. I think he's just, I imagine if you walk into a room and Rob Lowe is standing there, we're all going to be like, oh my God, hi. Not because he's Rob Lowe, but because he's a good looking man. You know what I mean? And he's pretty and he's got the smile and the charm. I wouldn't think he's just automatically flirting.
Right, yeah.
And I don't think that's what this guy's doing. But I think she thinks we're all now going to be like, oh yeah, he's not good looking. Yeah, she's totally flirting.
And I think she sounds like she's insecure with herself.
Insecure with herself. I think she thinks she also, and this is another clue, ladies, men too, people who are single. If you think you don't deserve to be with somebody who asked you out, you've already set yourself up for a bad relationship. You know what I mean? So I think she thinks like she caught a good one, She actually said that in some way, shape, or form. And I was like,
he's not a fish.
Yeah.
Got a good one.
Yeah. Well, they always say there's plenty of fish in the sea, but
that's right.
Yeah.
But that's a disaster waiting to happen. If she can't get over that, that's not going to work.
I mean, they've only been dating 6 months, you said?
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen, but I was no help because I told them both to dump each other. It's like, you're talking to the wrong person. Like, I'm going to tell you to just, because you don't trust each other,
Yeah. And it's too soon in the relationship to have some type of issue like that.
I know, right? 6 months is the beginning. It's the fun part.
It's like Juan says. My husband says, the first year is probation period. You get to know the person. You get to know their ins and outs, their quirks, all this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll be walking down the street or whatever. Or we're talking to a friend. He'll be like, oh, hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. It's whatever. And he'll be like, oh, stay beautiful to somebody else. And I'll just kind of laugh because that's just him. He's just being friendly.
Juan is so like that.
You know what I mean? That's him.
Juan told me I was beautiful like 5 times or something. Yeah. Like, Carmen, you're just so beautiful. I think I yelled at him once, like, all right, I got it, enough. Thank you.
But
like, it was just annoying, but it's the way he is. He's very lovable. Is he in the room?
No,
he's give him compliments where he can hear me. But he's like a teddy bear. He's just a lovable guy. And so, but that's also what he generates, right? He generates just kindness and love. So it's adorable. But yeah, he's very funny. Yeah. Carmen, you're so beautiful. I think when he was here in LA, right? He was doing that with me. You're like, your heart is right there. I was like, oh, got it. Yeah, thanks, Juan.
As you can see, Carmen takes compliments very well.
I take them well the first time, I don't like the weird gushiness. That freaks me out a bit. I will admit this. I don't take criticism very well, and I don't take compliments very well. And the reason why I don't is because if I believe any of them, it fucks up my brain, right? So I was taught this a long time ago as a performer. Don't read any of the reviews. Don't get all excited when people are giving you a standing ovation. Don't get all excited when people are asking you for your autograph. Don't get it all up in your head, because the minute you get one bad review, it's going to sit in your heart forever. And it's the best piece of advice. So it's not because I have, like someone tried to say, Carmen, you might have self-esteem issues. I need a new therapist is what I'm thinking. But I was like, it's not self-esteem. It's, I just know better. You don't need to take, not other people, but yes, I do not take compliments or criticism because I don't want to put too much value on them in any way, shape, or form. Now, if it's like you or somebody I care about, like Andrea or Mia, or you know what I mean? Like if it's somebody that I know who is giving me actual advice, like Billy or Alden or something, that's different. That's different. I will take that criticism, I will take the compliment, and I will hold on to it.
Well, now that we're here, no, just kidding. Just kidding.
Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, say your piece, baby.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but it's true. But you know what I mean? Like those people's criticisms I will value because I know they're coming from a place of making me a better person, not to,
Right, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I remember when I worked at my first job, McDonald's, and they said it takes 10 good reviews to counteract one bad review.
Oh, that's a good one. That's true.
So they're like, try your best to never get a bad review because you're going to have to get 10 more good ones for the people to counteract that bad one.
You know what? I think that's really true, actually.
Yeah.
It does. That's kind of the way it is. If you allow that to embed in your soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I advise people all the time. I know it's hard to do, but I think when you grow up as a performer, you start and you get rejection over and over and over again, or like actors, you start to learn like, you know what, whatever. You know, I mean, I remember going out to an audition when I first came to LA, and one of the criticisms, I've got this more than once, but I'm not Black enough. So like they have they'll put a breakdown, which is a description of whatever the show is, right? And they'll tell you the character is a police officer, she's Black, African American, this age, blah blah blah, whatever, comes from
Athena on 911.
I know, I'm like 911. She is so good at that show, though. I don't like her wigs, though. That's my
yeah.
Why are they putting her in bad wigs? Anyway, that's a whole other issue. Because every time she has a new wig on, I'm like, it's Angela Bassett. She could get her own wigs. I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, besides that, though. But here's my point. That's what a breakdown is. So your agent will send you out, and you'll go out to this audition, and there'll be all these women who look exactly like you in the same type of whatever. And I've gotten the criticism, which is you're not Black enough. What am I supposed to do with that? You know what I mean? Like, I can't make myself Blacker. And like, what do you mean? Because clearly, what do they mean by that? Like,
Right.
you need me to talk ghetto or something? Like, you're the one with the stereotype because I'm Black enough. You know what I mean? So, but again, I'm not dissing the industry, but this is the fight. And then the same thing will happen, like, if I go in for a role for a Latina. This has happened several times. Mm-hmm. I'll go into the audition. They're like, oh, yeah. So we were looking more for like a Jennifer Lopez. You're actually not Latina. What?
Really? Wow.
Right, because they're looking for like Jennifer Lopez, Salma Hayek. They're looking for Caucasian Latino people. They're looking for people that they in their heads have decided are Latino, not realizing there's a whole spectrum of African Latina. You know what I mean? Like just a whole spectrum of people. I always say this, and Cynthia, you know Ileana de la Vega. Ileana de la Vega is from Cuba, right? Her family's from Cuba, and she is blonde and green-eyed. And then my other friend from college, Carol Jaime, she's also Cuban, and she is dark skin, like dark skin, okay? And she looks African American. And that to me is the beauty of the Latino culture. So when Hollywood asks for a character that's Latino, they're actually asking for just one type of person. I mean, that's changing, but you know what I mean? It's a slow sloth thing, blah, 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 whatever.
Look at us. We're both Honduran, and I would be white.
Right. And I would not be. Well, I don't think our parents are from Honduras. Yeah. Or they were. Or, well, not our parents. My mom and your mom.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because, you know, even though we're cousins, we're not really cousins, but we don't need to go down that road because we are cousins. But yes, our moms are both from Honduras, right? And we both are different colored skin, right?
Yeah.
So whatever. And then there's Rick from Portugal, whatever.
I've had people say to me like, oh, you're Portuguese, you're not white. I'm like, okay. I don't know what to say.
I asked someone the other day what their ethnicity was. This beautiful young man. Where was I? I know where it was. I went and bought sneakers after work, and he was working at Roadrunners, and he was talking to me or whatever, and he's just such a pretty looking guy with blue eyes or whatever, but I could hear a Spanish thing in his voice, and I was like, "Where are you from?" And he's like, "What did he say?" I think he said "escondido," and I was like, "California?" Like, and he's like, "No, Mexico." I'm like, oh my God, you're Mexican. It was just, and he's like, yeah, my family. It was so cool to like, because most people who are here who are from Mexico are more my color. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just really interesting to talk to someone like him. And I know I was saying this. And then I said, well, where do you get the blue eyes from? He's like, well, my dad is from, oh no, he said, my dad is from here. He's white. I'm like, okay, but white isn't like, where is he from? And he's like, LA. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, you just told me your mother's from Escondido, whatever, Mexico. I don't know where that is in Mexico. So, and then but your father is not just white. That's a skin color. So there's a skin color and then there's an ethnicity. So he's like, yeah, I think he's like Irish or something, but I don't even know if he knows. I was like, oh my God.
Clearly they don't care.
I think it's because, well, that's a whole other conversation. Let's get back to who you would date in the Marvel universe. Okay. Wait. Before we go down that road, let me ask you this question. What are the pros to being married? So we've all been married. Cynthia is still married. Poor you. No, I'm just kidding. What are the pros to being married? And then what are the cons? I'm just curious what you guys might say.
I mean, the pros, you have somebody to share your life with, share memories with, kind of be a witness to your life.
Oh, I like that answer. Be a witness to your life.
Yeah, and if God forbid something happens to you, you got someone there who can take care of you. Or
I got that. I ain't married. I hear you. I'm just messing with you. I'm just being mean.
The cons, you don't have your own space anymore.
Oh, right. That would be hard.
Even though I love when he's around, I do like sometimes, when he goes out for a walk or something, and I have the whole house in my house myself for like an hour. And it's just like, oh.
I think the best way to do it is if you could, again, none of us could afford it, but again, you have the West Wing, I have the East Wing, and we'll meet once in a while in the middle, because I don't think I could ever. People like, as you get older, you can't share your life. I'm like, I have always been this person. I'll always say my best relationship was the one where he never lived in my state and we saw each other every other weekend. That was my best relationship. It really was. And I was in my 30s then. I was like, that was the best relationship because I never had to see him every week. Okay, so that's the con is you don't have time to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And your house doesn't stay clean for more than like a day.
That's a man thing though, huh?
It is.
Yeah, that's a man thing. I don't know.
Mine.
Sorry,
Rick. Not me, because I got this one.
Okay, but that's not your wife. That's your mama who's in an issue, dude.
I'm just saying.
That's not. We're talking about relationships.
No, but I'm just trying to defend the men because you made it sound like all men are pigs. You cannot
defend the men with your mother who has an illness. That's bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying, all men are not pigs.
No, not all men are pigs. Yeah.
Did I say all men are pigs?
I know a few.
There's a slight implication that
I did not say. I think you're being overly defensive for something that you don't believe in. I'm just
perhaps. Hey, Chris. Oh yeah.
He just said I'm serving a 37 years to life marriage sentence. Oh, that's horrible, baby. How can you say that?
And you wouldn't change it, Chris.
Nah, he loves his wife.
Okay, Rick. You used to be married. What did you like about it? What do you miss about
it? Same thing. Cynthia says. You got somebody to go home to, somebody to talk to. You could talk to. Literally anything you want to. You could talk to them because that. That's what it's supposed to be. That's your life partner. Shouldn't have any like secrets. If you want a good marriage, my opinion. If that's your real life partner, then there shouldn't be any secrets. And just somebody to always be there, and you don't have to be lonely, and you don't have to be lonely at night either, if you know what I mean. But yeah, don't look at me like that.
You mean, could you expand? No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, you walked right into that one. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of walked right in.
That's real life. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. I was married. I don't miss it at all. I didn't like, hey, Audrey, how are you? So Audrey is Cynthia's sister and my cousin. That's so funny. How you doing? She should come up on the show sometime. She won't come up, right? She would never.
She should.
She should. Audrey, you should come up on the show. What is this middle name? Is that really her middle name? Is she just being sassy? She's being sassy. I meant to ask her that. Like she's had that up there for like 10 years and I've never asked. You know what I mean? Marriage pros, someone who kills bugs. Marriage cons, they might. Wait, what does the rest say?
I don't know.
I can't
might kill you. I don't know.
Oh, wait, let me see if I can see the rest of his wording. I can't see it.
Yeah, just see might ...
Yeah.
They might kill bugs. Okay, Chris, I need to see the rest of that. I can't see it on the chat for some reason.
Well, cons, if you want to talk about cons, I think the biggest one is
wait, cons for what? Marriage?
Yes, you don't have the freedom to do whatever you want anymore.
Of being married.
Mm-hmm.
But been my thing. Never. So for me, I've never, I don't know. It's not, I don't think I ever liked being married or wanted to be married. It wasn't my thing. I eloped, which everyone was not surprised by at all. Cool. So for me, I don't miss being married at all. Yeah.
Did you do it because you thought this is what's expected and this is what I'm supposed to do?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Okay. I don't know. I'm sure Cynthia would be like, yeah, no, I don't. Carmen doesn't do anything. I would actually do the opposite. Like if somebody expected me to do something, I'd do the opposite. No, I thought I was in love and he thought, and we kind of did it, but it was just, I got irritated very quickly. Yeah, I need more space. And I love to be alone. I know people know me to be, I think everyone is an extrovert and an introvert, but like, I don't feel lonely ever. Like I love being alone. I love like if I could be alone and not deal with work, that would be my blessing. Like, cause sometimes when I'm by myself too much, I'll keep thinking about work and not my own stuff. So for me, it would be great. And that's because I think I feel responsible for work. But somehow the stuff I want to do, like putting up the website and fixing the, the merch or whatever, that to me feels like, oh, that's just, I got to put that on the side hobby. So if I didn't have to work and I could just be alone and focus on the stuff, that would be like my blessing. I would love that.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've even thought like, what if I go to jail and they throw me in solitary? Like, to me, I'm like, ooh, I'm so scared of solitary. Like, go ahead, put me in solitary. I don't mind.
Well, I think solitary without like TV and books or something might be a very different thing. Like not being able to do that in my house might be we might be talking about a different thing, but I do know what you mean. I think the only reason why I can be such an extrovert and like I love people and I enjoy being on stage and I love, doing talking and speaking or whatever is because I love so much my quiet, peaceful time. Now, do I love the companionship of a man? Of course I do. I do. And do I want that consistently on a regular basis? As I get older, I'm okay with the phone call. Like, hey, you want to hang out next week? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I want someone 24/7. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. And here's the thing. I was talking to Billy yesterday on the phone, and Billy's like my brother from another mother. And it's so easy to talk to him. It's so simple. It's just, we just have a flow. There's no drama. You know what I mean? Same thing with Alden. It's like, and so these people are like family to me. So I think the perfect thing is, and I think this is probably what everyone wants, is you want someone who's like your best friend. Because then, to be your partner or whatever, because then they get you, you get them. And that is probably what the component that's missing. Now, I could never have intimacy with Alden or Billy because they're just not my people. You know what I mean? Like, I love them, but they are family now. They're best friends. It's like, Andre was saying last week, I love her, but I would never want to be with her. You know what I mean? But it's that weird thing where it's like, I think for me, it's not that I've given up, but the bar is so high. It has to be someone who is that kind of friend. And I think that takes a long time to figure out.
Yeah. Friends. I think the friendship is probably the most important part.
And people skip over that.
Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Well, I don't think they realize it.
Yeah, that's why people that get married so quick within like months of knowing each other, I'm like, you're out of your mind. To me,
although some of those people, it works.
Sometimes, but I think more times than not.
Let me tell you, I have a friend. Her and her husband met. They got married, I think, after 6 months. They have been together for, I want to say, almost 20 years now. They have 6 children. Wow. It worked for them.
Great bunch.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool. All right. What about being single? Cynthia, how long has it been since you've been single?
Well, let's see. Me and Juan have been together 26 years.
Wow.
So, the last time I was single, I was 17, 18 years old.
Oh yeah, that's sad. I mean, good. Wow. Right. So that's okay. So you were 17, 18, and then you got married. I mean, you were with him. You got married after that, but
we've been together since I was 19. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I mean, I'm happy for you, but
I mean, I did date a lot before him, so I mean,
you could not have dated that much. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I dated a lot and before I was 18 and much more after that. But wow, that's cool. Are you happy? No, I'm just kidding. Like, we'll do like a therapy session.
Juan, are we happy?
No, there's something.
He'll ask me, "Are we?"
Okay, so you can't really answer the question about pros and cons of being single, but you can imagine it.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, if I was single, I'd again have quiet time. But I think I'd probably be bored, to be honest.
Well, you wouldn't even be bored because I'm sorry to bring this back to when your man went away for 2 weeks to be by his mother's side.
2 months he was gone one time.
2 months, whatever, 2 months, and you were freaking out. I mean, Audrey said, sometimes I'm glad I'm single, don't have to deal with anyone, answer to anyone but my kid. Yeah, that's true. I think for me, the moments where I'm really grateful that I'm single, I mean, besides like the fiasco today with those two, which was funny, I'll get up at 3 a.m. or something, and I'll be like, I just want to eat something. And I know this is a stupid thing. Like, and I'll get up, I'll be like, I just feel like having some scrambled eggs. It'll be something stupid, like some random thing, or I just want to get up, I'm going to read a book. I'm going to go sit in the living room and read a book at 3 a.m. Like, not answering to anyone for that, or not feeling guilty about it, or not.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to give that up. And you'd have to, because you have to be considerate of somebody else, if you're going to wake them up, or again, not if you have the East Wing and the West Wing. See, that's why that was. So I guess what I'm saying is, if I'm going to be in a relationship, it has to be with somebody rich, because that's the only way it's going to work.
No less than a mansion.
Right. I need my space, baby. I need my space. Okay. Right? So, that is so funny. Yeah.
Where's y'all's bedroom? I'll show you where my bedroom is.
Right? Well, we could have our own bedrooms, and we could have one in the middle of some. I don't know. He could come over to my space or whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I've never been okay with those couples who like fart in front of each other and all that nonsense. I'm not into it. I'll never been into it. Let me see. I just said at the same time, I'm still looking for my prince. Haven't found him yet.
I wouldn't say Juan's a prince, but
Oh, wow.
He's a king.
Oh, because he's a king.
There you go. He's a king.
Look at Rick coming in with the same, because he's a king.
I had to rescue Juan there. I got to rescue him.
No, Juan is so cool. I like Juan. I think
I actually was going to have him. I was actually going to have him pop into this conversation, but he's dealing with the baby right now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that would have been interesting to hear his point of view, but I don't want you guys fighting either, though. So I'm glad he's not coming on. No, I'm just kidding. I think the pros are pretty easy for being single, but I think the cons are a little bit more complicated. Mm-hmm. Like a big con for me is like if I travel, and Cynthia knows, like if I travel, I have to let everybody know where I'm going. They all get my itinerary. There's a schedule. They have all the emergency numbers, because my biggest fear is like I'm traveling out of the country, or I'm traveling somewhere by myself, whether it's for work or whatever. And then something happens to me and nobody knows about it. Mm-hmm. Like that would devastate me. And it's not just because I'd be like, nobody cares. It's like, I wouldn't want people to find out. Mm-hmm. That I passed away like that or something, you know what I mean? And nobody know where I am. Like that freaks me out all the time. So I think that's one of the cons for me, is you don't have that person who's who's like, oh, why didn't Carmen come home at 6:00?
Right. Yeah.
Like that does bother. It scares me, because I always think to myself, like, I wouldn't want people to find out, or like if I was dead here for 4 days and then people feel bad about that.
Yeah.
You better cry and shit and be like in sorrow for like 3 months. Like, I want like huge memorials everywhere, all over the world, with all friends from everywhere. I want dedication pages on my Facebook and website. We have it all set up. I'm just saying. I want lots of tears and celebration, but more tears of missing me.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to something more fun. Do you believe that everyone is supposed to be with someone?
No, I don't think
you don't believe that there's somebody for somebody, or somebody for everyone?
Well, it kind of brings me back to that whole soulmate thing. So I feel like there is someone for everyone, but they don't necessarily have to be a partner. Your soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be your partner, doesn't have to be your wife or your husband. It could be a best friend. So like, like you and Andrea are best friends. You guys know everything
I
about
wouldn't
each
say Andrea
other.
and I are soulmates.
No, but I'm saying an example.
Okay.
Someone who always has your back.
I think soulmates are more like about a romantic thing, right?
Some people, that's what most people would think about it.
Okay, I'm listening to what you're saying. So I don't get the Andrea part. What's your definition of soulmate, I guess?
Just someone who is your other half. But I don't think it necessarily has to be a partner.
To me, I take it as someone that you are destined to be with. And I don't believe that at all.
Interesting. Okay.
A lot of
destined to be with romantically.
Right. And a lot of Christians, because me, they're like, oh yeah, God has the perfect one for you, and da-da-da-da. I'm like, yeah, and so why'd you get divorced? I guess that wasn't your soulmate. You made a mistake. Oopsie. No, I don't believe in soulmates.
So I probably think a little bit differently. I think the way Rick does about it being somebody you're destined to be with romantically or whatever. Although I know what you're saying, Cynthia. Like, I don't think everybody has to be married. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not saying, and I always look at it this way, and people think I'm crazy, but not crazy, but they're like, why do you have to bring it like that? But like, my mom died alone. Right. She clearly had different children with different men. And I say that because that's just factual. And I think she lived a very full life. She died very, very young. But none of the men that she had children with were in her life when she passed away. I was 11, but it's not like we talked about it. But just from my understanding, and I always think to myself, if my mom couldn't be with somebody, her soulmate or whatever, why do I have some expectation that I'm supposed to be? Like she was a good person. She, you know what I mean? Like she did all the right things. She helped so many people, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, so I think that's why for me, I don't know if I believe everyone has to have a soulmate, But I do believe what Cynthia is saying, which is like, we all have somebody who loves us, who are our friends and family, and who are, I'm not going to say ride or die, because that was a whole other conversation we all had, because I think that's just a weird terminology. But yeah, there's no doubt. I have very many people, and I feel blessed that I have people who have my back, no matter what. I worked hard for those relationships, but I am blessed because I do have them. Yeah. Although, it's never been tested, so we'll see. No, I'm just kidding. Andrea, actually, it was, there's no doubt Andrea was here during my surgery and other stuff, so there's no doubt about it. And Mia too, and yeah. And Cynthia's been there for me too. Cynthia, are you in that world now? Are you in my world of important people? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. How could you even question that? You have my will. Who did I send my will to when I had my surgery? Did I send it to you? I did. Yeah.
I still have it.
I always redo my will like every year, but when I have a thing like I'm going into surgery, I redo my will and all my information. And so how could you even ask that? But yeah, so yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what I see in the future, but I do like my relationship status at the moment, which is just very simple. I am single, but I have many friends who happen to be male as well. That's all I'm saying.
I just like the fact that, because, okay, I guess maybe I felt this way in the past, but I don't have to report to anybody. Say like, where were you? But you know what time it is? What were you doing? Blah, 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 blah.
Wait a minute, I have to laugh at Audrey because she's like, am I in your will, Carmen? Will I inherit millions? I don't know where those millions are coming from. Sure. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry. I just had to laugh at that.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much
to report to someone, right?
Yeah, because I did feel like, okay, why are you questioning me? Like, do you not trust me? Like, why are you all, my business, whatever. But
it's kind of like what I was saying when I wake up in the morning and I, have scrambled eggs at 3 a.m. for whatever reason, and I just sit on my couch with my legs folded in a bowl, like not, just eating and whatever. And it's like, I don't have to answer to anybody. I think if I was with somebody, it would be like that. Like, why are you doing this? What's wrong with you? Are you depressed? Are you, there'd be like a 15-thing questionnaire, worried. Like, why are you getting up at 3 a.m. and having eggs? That makes no sense, And I love not having that. I love not having that. But the flip side about it is I do love the idea. There is no doubt when I wake up in the morning and there's a man next to me and I haven't kicked him out yet, I love that. I love that morning. You know what I mean? Like you're with somebody and he's holding you, and you know what I mean? Like I love that part. There's no doubt about it.
Funny story, and hopefully this won't get back to her that I said this, but I'm not saying no names. But anyway, so one day,
we're live streaming.
Yeah, I know. One day, I drove home from work. I was really tired. It was a horrible day. And there's like a back entrance in the basement because that's where we lived. We still lived in our parents' house. And I literally parked my car and I went straight to bed. I didn't just go upstairs to say hi to nobody. I was just dead tired. So tired. Call the hospitals. Call the police. Where is he? Because I'm such a creature of habit and schedule. Like everything is. Where is he? Where is he? Oh my God. Where is he? Where is he? First of all, the car is in the freaking driveway.
Because you didn't go upstairs to say hi or something?
Second of all, did you bother to look downstairs just in case I might be there instead of calling 10 hospitals to see if I was dead?
No, but aren't you? Isn't that lovely that they were worried about you?
In a psycho way, I guess.
Trying to put a good spin on it. I don't know.
Right. They care too much.
Yeah.
So much that they didn't look for him actually in the house or even look out the window for the car.
Mm-hmm. That's what killed me more was you couldn't just look out the window. Like, here's my car. There it is.
Is this your ex-wife?
It's somebody.
Yeah, it's his ex-wife. Okay, we're going to move on to other questions. Okay, we've talked about celebrity crushes before, but which Marvel character would you want to date and or marry? And you cannot have any cartoons or animations, Rick. It has to be Marvel movies. And look, I think Cynthia's the one who's depressed with that rule. Oh,
yeah, but it's the same characters in both anyway, generally.
No, it's not. I don't want to hear anything about that stupid X-Men 97 that sucked.
It was amazing.
They're not getting great reviews.
Whatever. Go ahead, Rick. I'm going to write a bad one. No, I won't. Rick?
That's tough because it's like, you know, most people have powers and stuff. Not everybody. But
there's got to be somebody you're attracted to in the Marvel movie. Don't make it about powers.
It has to be. Could we include live action TV shows, not cartoons?
Yeah. I'm just saying I don't want to hear about X-Men 97.
To be funny, I know sounds weird. I was thinking about She-Hulk.
She-Hulk? Really?
I'm always going to be protected. I ain't got to worry about nobody.
She's a lawyer, right? She's the lawyer.
Yeah, she can protect me from the law and protect me from the bad guys.
You ain't worried about her brother?
Her brother? You mean her cousin?
Oh, is that what he is? A cousin?
The cousin.
Oh, that's right, the cousin. Right.
That's how she became She-Hulk because she got a blood transfusion from him.
Yeah, I watched 2 of those episodes and then I was done.
I never even watched it.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
it was good, but I didn't get into it.
It did not get good reviews.
Oversight. So She-Hulk is the one for you. That is
to be funny. To be funny.
Cynthia?
I like Hawkeye.
Oh, we love Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye's
like Jeremy Renner. So
yeah, he's cool. Okay, that's a good one. Cynthia, can you guess who mine would be?
Thor.
It's so easy. I love Thor. I love fat Thor. I love Thor who loves his mother. I love Thor who loves his brother, even though his brother's an ass, but not really, because now we know who Loki really is. You know what I mean? Like after watching the amazing storyline. So now like that changes my whole idea of him, like everything. Because he's holding up all the timelines, basically, right? Mm-hmm. So now we realize this is just one version of him, right? Cynthia has no idea what I'm talking about.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my
God. No, for real.
You know what? Okay. All right.
I know. I sat down and watched X-Men 97, but I haven't watched Loki yet.
No, I don't care about X-Men. X-Men 97 is irrelevant to me if you haven't figured it out.
Blasphemy.
I watched 911, and then you and I talked about you went and watched The West Wing the other day, and we talked, you can go see Rick watched The American President, and he loved it. Oh, okay. I don't know if you loved it. You liked it.
No, right? It was enjoyable. It was very entertaining.
It was romantic and adorable, whatever. But instead of all that, forget that. Mm-hmm. You need to watch the latest Loki series on Disney, right? It's Disney Plus. It's very good. One of the best that were made. One of the best.
Seriously.
So well done. That was great. And when you watch that, it changed for me. It did. I don't know about Rick, but it changed everything I thought about Loki now. Mm-hmm. Like even when I watch some of the old movies, whatever the original Avengers or whatever, and like I watched the Thor the other day because I own them. I actually bought them. it changed my whole idea of who Loki is when he is in the first Thor movie.
Yeah. He's not just evil,
He's not
twirling. No.
Yeah, no, now it changes it. I mean, maybe we're making too big of a deal, but it was so good.
No,
it was one of the best things they did.
I think everybody says that Loki was one of the best TV shows that Marvel has ever done. Pretty much everybody says that.
Yeah. Okay. And unlike X-Men 97, you don't have to watch all the backstory in order to enjoy. You don't know. You can just watch this series and it'll be good. Yeah, you would enjoy it so
I've seen a lot of people on YouTube say that they never watched the old cartoon, but they love this new one. So I
saw a lot of people who hated it too. So I have
I'm sure. You
know what's interesting? I have a lot of Black friends who didn't like X-Men 97. I thought that was fascinating.
Interesting.
When I say a lot, I mean three. It's not like I know 75 people who watch X-Men 97 who are all Black, but they were 3 men. They were like, it was whatever. But they didn't watch it. They didn't know what they were watching. I think you have to be into cartoons too. I do. I think that is a big part of it. I can't relate or connect to a cartoon in the same. That's why, I was being funny with you, but I had to say you cannot pick a cartoon as your love interest because I know you would. You know what I mean? Whereas I'd be like, no. I think you have to like cartoons, and I don't think there's any cartoon that I'm not connected to at all.
I think it's the graphics too. I think because this generation is so used to seeing all the computerized and all the anime and stuff like that when you see the X-Men 97, it's drawn out. It's drawn cartoon, so it looks like the original. It's not like this high tech, computerized animation.
Yeah, I don't like any animation, but sure.
I've definitely seen some animation like movies that are just absolutely like, oh my gosh, this was so good.
Oh no, I loved what's the movie with the fish? What is it, Dory?
Little Mermaid? Or
no, Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo was fantastic. I mean, that was but that's and The Lion King is one of my favorite. If you want to talk about animation, you know what I mean. And God, if I don't know if it's still on Broadway, but seeing it on Broadway was amazing too. But that's a whole different ballgame. But it's not that I don't like any animation. I'm saying I can't connect to it. Like I don't ever need to see Frozen or Nemo or any of these. Like I saw them once. I was like, oh, those are great, and then I'm done. What's the one with Tom Hanks? He's the toy, and the other one is Toy Story, right. Like, I think those are fine, but I never need to see them again, like ever. They don't do anything for me. But I can watch Marvel movies over and over and over again. I can watch romantic comedies or political movies or whatever over and over again, no problem, and find new reasons to enjoy them or whatever. But
interestingly, and I'm a Marvel person, 100%, but I will give DC this: they make better movies, cartoon movies, than so far Marvel has. Although Marvel's catching up, but the DC movies are like, wow, way better quality so far. Marvel
cartoons,
the cartoons, yeah.
I can't help you with that because I haven't seen those either. Sorry, I can't help you.
Hey, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. Oh my God, I thought that was a middle finger. I was like, that's not nice, Jesse. I was like, that is not cool. Okay, so let's see. I think we're done. Does it matter to be officially married, or is it just a piece of paper?
That's deep.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I spend time sending you guys the list of stuff because then you're prepared to.
Well, I mean, that one's kind of a tough one. I mean, it's like, yes, it is just a piece of paper. But I think in the long run, legally, especially if there's any type of business partnership between the couple, it's probably a little better than if they weren't married. But then again, that could be like in a prenup type of thing if one had money and the other didn't, or vice versa, things like that.
One thing that's fascinated me though is because I've heard this a bunch of times. People were together for like years, never got married, and then decided, let's just get married, and then they break up. I'm like,
that's what I was going to say. What? I was going to say sometimes getting married makes it worse. I've known relationships like that where they're fine. Then they get married and it changes everything.
It's so weird. I don't get that. That baffles me.
I mean, I think like when you think of couples who've been together for a long time, like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, and I forget who the other ones are, but like, I guess Oprah and Stedman or whatever the people are who haven't been married, I say whatever works for each other is, whatever it is, but there are tax benefits to being married. So to me, it's like, maybe you don't have the big wedding and you don't tell people, but there might be business tax reasons why you might do it on the down low. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I shouldn't say on the down low because that confuses people, but look at Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. They made it work without a paper. Yeah. They also have a lot of money. So there's the other part of it too. Usually when people get married, they do it for a lot of reasons, but there's usually children involved too. And then it becomes this kind of thing of you want to protect each other, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, oh, but you don't trust me. Oh my God. And then we've just started fighting about a relationship that was fine before the conversation of getting married started, but it's fascinating. Interesting conversation.
Indeed. I do believe in the institution of marriage. I do believe in that. I have to say that.
You do so much that you got divorced? I'm confused. What?
I never said I wanted a divorce. Let's make that clear right up front. Those words never came out of my mouth.
He got really alive in that. I never, ever.
I got a phone call at home. Hey, we're getting divorced. Yeah, okay. You're not feeling well? No, I'm serious. Yeah, okay. You
didn't see it coming?
The sheriff's coming to your house on Friday, and he's going to bring you the papers. I've changed the locks on the doors. My cousin will bring you all your stuff. I'm like, what?
You didn't see it coming at all?
Told you, I'm oblivious. Nope.
Wow.
Over the phone.
I believe marriage is a man-made institution, and it's been warped into a very commercialized, it's kind of like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is now all about marketing. So
I hate Valentine's Day.
Prove your love or whatever, I think a true marriage has nothing to do with a piece of paper at all. But, again, it just, wow. I can't believe you didn't see it coming. You didn't even have any good friends around you who were like, Rick, man, I think it's over. Nobody told you? Do you think now you should have gotten married to begin with? Do you regret getting married? I know you have your son, so let's forget that for a moment, but.
Yeah, that's the thing that keeps me sane is that we have an amazing son, despite all the heartache. And it's, it still shocks me today to think about it because we were like best friends for years.
And your wife.
For years, yeah.
Did she ever explain to you why?
We'll talk after.
Yes, we will. Okay, everyone. I got to hear the tea. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by. We really appreciate you coming onto the show. As always, Cynthia, thank you for being here. Rick Costa as well. And remember, everyone, it is always all about the joy. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Thanks for stopping by. All About the Joy. Be better and stay beautiful, folks. Have a sweet day.